Hi, everybody. Lianna Alvarez of LA Real Estate Group. Got my girl Alexandra interviewing me, and we are talking about the growth and development of Vegas, what we do around the community, how it's just continued to develop, and of course, always a little bit about wine.
Lianna Alvarez. So, Lianna,
Hi.
are you excited to be here?
I am a little nervous too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We were talking before. We're like, we kind of feel like we're on Howard Stern. This is like
I do.
super
Official.
tricked out. Let's start off talking about a little bit about yourself. You are a Vegas native. I mean, you moved here when you were 2.
Yeah.
But that counts.
I think so.
Totally counts. So yeah, I mean, you're a Vegas native. You grew up here. You've seen so many transitions throughout. I mean, probably noticing some streets that were not even there before. And then now where there's like a whole other town and then different casinos go up. So let's talk a little bit about that and how it's transformed over the years and what it's like being a Vegas native.
So I moved here in 1980. Just gave away my age. It's okay.
Ooh.
I'm good with it. But yeah, it was a completely different city. I always talk with other locals. A lot of my girlfriends, we all grew up together. And if you grew up in Vegas, Vegas is still a small town.
Mm-hmm.
But to see the development, I mean, even where I live today did not exist development-wise back in the 80s. So seeing the growth of the city, the economy, and just how much we've seen and support and growth is so cool. Even to the point that, it continues to grow and we continue to see that development. And I'm probably one of the few realtors that kind of tries to stop some of the development just because I don't want it to get too big.
We talk about that.
Yes, with Red Rock.
Yeah, Red Rock.
I'm like, save Red Rock.
Exactly. I mean, it's the most beautiful place. I had no idea it existed.
Yeah.
And then we go out there and do hiking and you're like, no, we want to stop this. We want to preserve it. And
Yeah.
we absolutely should.
So there's some positives to growth and development. Obviously, we don't want it to get too big, but just being able to see all of the development and obviously with, being in the real estate industry and being a real estate broker, seeing, the growth and support, it's really great to be a part of it.
Yeah. Like there's certain things that are extremely important to a community. When you see growth, you want to see schools grow. You want to see universities, you want to see hospitals. That is a good, ground level idea of how a city is transforming and moving. And I mean, I've been here 3 years and when we met 3 years ago, that was really fun, by the way. But it's even in the 3 years, now we have 4 lanes on the 215.
Right. So
we didn't.
And the cool thing, I do a lot of relocation just because I grew up here. Mm-hmm. And so knowing a lot of the different neighborhoods in town is the infrastructure. Mm-hmm. So Vegas has always been developed and built very conveniently for people. So you talk about schools and high schools and parks and hospitals and all of that. So they've always been very good, I think, in my opinion, of putting in the infrastructure to support the growth of the city so that you don't have development, but not the infrastructure put in place to make it convenient.
Right. I noticed that a lot when I first moved here. Again, the infrastructure is put in so that the city can grow, which is most cities don't always do it that way.
Right.
And Vegas got it right.
We try to think ahead.
Obviously. Okay, so let's move on to a little bit about your real estate business because having this foundation of being a Vegas local, a Vegas native, growing up, seeing the infrastructure, seeing the change, seeing the growth, how does that help you in your real estate business?
So I mentioned we do work a lot with relocation. I think oftentimes there's some agents out there and there's all kinds of different agents, but real estate professionals that maybe only want to work in their specific box area that they're comfortable with or where they live. Having grown up here and knowing the different development and the different communities, we're really able to offer our relocation clients kind of an insight to all the different areas. I'm not trying to make a client fit into what my neighborhood is. I want to know and understand their lifestyle, what they like to do, their activities, and then incorporate that into obviously the standards of their price point and housing criteria to show them different areas and neighborhoods that might work. So oftentimes the first day we have relocation clients come in, we work with them on kind of getting them acclimated or familiar with different neighborhoods. Then based on what they decide feels like the best fit for them, we can focus in then on specific houses in those areas.
Yeah, because obviously I just mentioned I moved here 3 years ago and all I knew was the Las Vegas Strip, right? I mean, of course, that's all you know. And in order to move and find, and like you said, find these specific locations, it really does take somebody who knows the locations, knows what you're asking for, actually asks those questions.
Right.
I think a lot of times we forget to ask questions, and that's something that you and Michael are great at.
Thanks. And listen, because we can ask the questions, but if we're not listening to it, it doesn't really, it's a mute point. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, right.
So we do try to listen.
Yes, you guys do an excellent job at that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Michael and Lianna are extremely detail oriented when it comes to transactions. You guys are.
I joke. This is one of the few jobs that being OCD is actually a positive benefit to our clients.
Yeah, you are. And you are actually top 1% of Las Vegas realtors.
Yeah,
which is huge. And we were talking in the car and you were saying that you were rookie of the year in 2009 when you started.
Yeah. So it was really cool. I got into real estate, go figure, right after the stock market and the housing market, everything had crashed. So I got in June of 2009. And at that time came from a corporate job. I was one of those individuals, like so many of our listeners out there, that maybe went from a great job to having no job. And so I was one of those, and found myself looking for employment. And a friend of mine suggested real estate. Didn't know much about real estate, but I was single. I had a mortgage. I had, expenses. So, and a really good work ethic.
Right.
So it was really cool. Like with 6 months of production, I was able to be awarded Rookie of the Year for Prudential in 2009.
So speaking of really good work ethic, because we were talking about that at sushi the other night, I learned, guys, Lianna was valedictorian of her 6th grade class.
Yes, my history comes out.
Yes. I mean, that's amazing. I was definitely not.
Aw.
And then you were telling me in college you only got 1 B.
I did, which I was really bummed about.
And I want to make sure we know that she got all A's. It wasn't like C's and got 1 B, or D's and we got 1 B. It was all A's and then you got 1 B. So this is who you are. This is ingrained in who you are.
Shh, you're letting the cat out of the bag.
Oh, we were talking.
I don't want people to know that I might actually be smart.
Giving the shoes away.
I'm giving my shoes away.
We just made that up, by the way. We don't know if that actually is a saying.
If it's legit. It is now.
It is now, because Vegas around town
made it
legit. It's going to be a thing. Like the Kardashians make things.
Yeah, this is our thing.
Like Bible.
I don't know that one. We'll have to explain that later.
that means like, I swear, like, no, Bible.
Oh, okay. I like ours better.
Shoes.
Yeah. It's all about the shoes.
Right. What's one thing that you would say that separates you or makes you stand out besides being valedictorian in the 6th grade? No. That allows you to stand out and shine and be the superstar and rock star that you absolutely are?
It's always, people always ask that question. It's always kind of hard to talk about yourself and kind of self-promote. But I think there's a couple things that differentiate us. Both of us come from a corporate background. So coming from a corporate background, I think, and having that work ethic, the organizational skills, we were able to kind of pull together Michael's hospitality and hotel executive experience, and then my corporate operations, as well as I have a degree from a fashion institute that is in merchandise marketing. So that kind of aspect brings a little bit of kind of the marketing and staging aspect of it. And we were talking the other day, I didn't even realize how much I actually do this when I'm showing clients or with listings, going in and really looking at the potential of a house. There might be things that might not work for a buyer, but that could be easily changed. Adding different types of plant or foliage, landscaping to make a backyard more private, or renovating the house. And so that's something that I often give clients input on. That I think helps to differentiate. And then just really, our clients are with us long-term. That loyalty is a huge aspect. We're about 95% of our clientele is referral and past clients. So we're really looking so we're looking at the big picture. It's not about a sale for us. It's about really building that relationship and the loyalty to us so that those clients stay with us. And we have clients that have been with me from day one.
Right. And they move through the process of their life with you.
And it's really cool because we get to see their lives grow, where I've had clients that bought their first home with me, then they got engaged, they bought a secondary home, then I've gone to clients' weddings, baby showers as their family continues to grow. So it's really cool to be a part of our clients' family and lifestyle. It's an extension of our family for sure.
I love that. I've been to a couple of your client appreciation parties and I could see that. One of the things that I love about Lianna, well, there's a lot of things, but she works hard and she plays hard.
Yes.
I think you might play harder. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I think I work harder.
You work harder?
I feel like I could probably play more.
Okay. Well,
more
let's
vacations.
Start.
Oh, should we start?
Yeah. I mean, let's play.
Yeah.
Let's have wine.
Always.
Lianna's a huge avid wine drinker. And my husband and I have learned a lot from Lianna and Michael about wines. We went to Napa together.
Yes. We had so much fun.
You introduced me to Rombauer Zinn. I had no idea this was like something that was missing in my life.
I know. It's like a part of your life now, right?
It is. It's part of my life.
Yes. And so I always love to incorporate wine. It always kind of started from my nerves. So I guess we should have done this at the beginning, but
oh my gosh, I don't think I could have done it in the beginning.
Cheers.
Cheers, Lianna.